Hey, in this video I would like to basically talk about the connection, and this is potentially between leaving the Matrix and psychology. I think it's a really big secret, just guessing that I really think it is, and that is a lot of what the archons do to human beings is obviously psychological in nature. And part of me awakening majorly, a big part of my personal awakening came after I grieved. Like, I was emotionally repressed until I was 30, and then I went through this phase where I got this certain psychology book and I did a few certain things. I journaled and read certain things, and suddenly I was crying. Like, at the age of 30, no crying, and then suddenly crying. Like, it changed me completely. And I was grieving deep, deep wounds and traumas. And after that happened, I started becoming psychic. I started suddenly being able to read people's minds and knowing what's next. So obviously grieving is a powerful thing that can help you see through the limitations of the Matrix. So if you think about it, the demons thrive, or archons, or jinn, or whatever word you want to use, thrive on working in the shadows and keeping trauma hidden from your conscious mind. So when you really think about it, like, up until this point, the only thing that I had ever grieved was things that I experienced in the third dimension. And I also held human beings accountable for the trauma that I was in certain ways, Not that I don't love to blame people, I'm not vindictive, but I thought that this pain was just coming from people, but it turns out there are demons who actually control the behavior of the people, so that the people are left only seeing each other, so that they don't understand who the true enemy is, so that the people are placed against each other when really they're all imprisoned by the evil fucking demonic spirits. So, what can one do to counter this? Good. Be aware, grieve, and not just grieving what happens on Earth, because that's a part of the healing process, but grieving the things that you can't see but you know are happening. That's a deeper form of psychology work that can help you get past the limitations of self-identity in the Matrix, is when you literally get your grieving on it, in the space of, I've been traumatized before I was born. I've been traumatized my whole life by entities I cannot see, and yet they are emotional predators. They predate on my negative emotions. When I think about this, I'm 37. I just learning this stuff. My whole life I have not, tapped into this grief. This is part of my process that I'm going through, So that's just a part of it, a magical thing. And so there was something else I kind of mentioned here, and that is how we view other people. They are not, no human being on this fucking planet is people do evil things, but there is something controlling them. Like, no, they're, they're not as high and mighty as they appear, is what I'm saying. People do evil things, but when you think about who controls them, who controls those people, and so that's also a part of the psychology, is that everyone's left blaming other people, but when when you understand psychology as a subject, it's about root causes. So if you've already looked at everything on Earth and you've seen all of that, you can get deeper into the root cause. The root cause is the archons. The root cause is the slave masters that are trying to enslave every human, whether they're a human being who does atrocious evil shit or they're a human being who does amazing loving shit. Doesn't matter. The root cause is the root cause. And so I love psychology. I love connecting these dots. And so that's a big part of it. Another part, obviously, that they want us they're using against us is social identity. Like, by that I mean being terrified of what people think of you. Right now, especially, with everything being censored and all these views and all the tension and polarity and all that shit. You know, they want you to be afraid of what other people think, when the truth is, what other people think is completely fucking irrelevant. If you want to know what is relevant, it's what the archons are doing and what they're planning. They're trying to distract us, because our focus, our attention is what literally shapes and creates this reality. And so, that was a mind fuck, sorry. So making you care about what other people think about you is an amazing way to control your behavior. See, I've been studying psychology for years, and I always knew, like, I didn't know all of this that I know today. I was just like, I shouldn't care about what other people think about me, but I don't know why. And now I fucking know why. Like, it's always been a spiritual theme for me. Don't care about what other people think. Okay, I'm 37 now, I don't fucking care. Why don't I care? Why shouldn't I care? This is why. This current time that we're in, where humanity is literally being cogged into a machine forever. Every way of life we've ever had is gonna be gone now. Gone. Earth is gonna become a really terrible place, unless by some very small chance, somehow, I'm not saying I know everything, things are turned around in a positive direction here. I don't really know about that. But I do know that getting into the depth psychology of the Matrix and how it affects you as a sentient being is a great way to just help you take another step and affirm in another way that when you leave, you don't have to stay here. You don't have to believe what all these wise elders are telling you, that you should go back to Earth so that you can suck a demon's dick. Sorry, that's a very crude metaphor, but that's basically what happens when we come here. We suck demons' dicks all day. Oh, I'll feel negative. Oh, I'll feel angry. Now I'll feel sad for you. Now I'll feel this for you. No. Hey, fuck no. Understanding it like this, and especially this does ring true with what David Icke says, is an amazing way for you to just, make yourself feel more and more like when you die, you don't have to stay here on Earth, and you don't have to come back. You can go wherever the fuck you want, as long as it's beyond the Earth dimension and the astral dimension. I just want to be in the 6th dimension or higher, because that's where this mind control bullshit stops, as far as I know. And there's no war, there's no suffering. The 4th dimension is almost as bad as this one. It's horrible. And it kind of stops at the 5th. So yeah, psychology is a powerful thing, and these are just a few things. Even though the whole grieving, the hidden traumas that have been hidden from you all your life, I think that's a major key for you that can just help you move on and expand your awareness. Is what I mean by move on. So yeah, I'm really glad that anyone was able to watch this video, because I know it's fucking powerful and it can help anyone who hasn't considered this, what I've said in this video before. So thank you very much for watching.